morning to you, my viewers. I hope you are blessed this beautiful morning. I am Wairimu Gashoya and very much welcome to Morning Uplift. This morning, as we are diving into our day, I'm reminded to look at the book of Acts 23 where the plot of Paul, he's been taken to the centurion and the Sanhedrin rather, and he's being persecuted for one reason or another. And even there are people that are there vowing to do everything, not to eat or drink until he's dead. But when we read at Acts 23:16, it says, "Now the son of Paul's sister heard of their ambush, so he went and entered the barracks and told Paul." When you continue on, you will notice that after he tells Paul what has happened, or rather what the plot was about, we get to see that Paul gets to escape from the jaws of death. He gets to escape. So this morning, as I was pondering on that word, I kept asking myself, who is using me in whichever area I am? Because you see, nobody can use you unless you've given them the access to you. Totally no one can use you. But in this world also, we are either used by God or used by the devil. So as you are walking, as you are meditating, as you are even speaking to yourself, ask yourself, at this particular moment, who is using me? Because sometimes the voices are too hard in our ears, and you might even find yourself self-condemning yourself. And the voices are too high. Ask yourself, at this particular moment, who is now being in control of me? Who is taking charge of me? Because if only this boy did not allow the Holy Spirit to use him. Because you may want to look at it from whatever perspective, but as I look at it, I am seeing a boy who allowed God to use him. He allowed himself to be a vessel to be used by God to send the message. So the message that today you're sending, the talks that you're having with your friends, with your colleagues, with yourself, ask yourself, who is using me in this particular space? You know, there are so many times you find even itchy to tell on people. But ask yourself, is it God who's at the center? Yesterday we were learning, or rather we were meditating on allowing God to be at the center. So even today, as you walk, quicken yourself to ask, am I allowing God to be at the center of my meditation, my thoughts, my talks, my walks, so that it is the Holy Spirit that is using me? We are also told in the Bible that the sheep knows the voice of the shepherd. So do you know his voice such that you can call out any other voice that is speaking contrary to what the shepherd has spoken about your life? Because God has spoken so many things about our lives. He's called us blessed. He's called us highly favored. He's called us wise. So any voice that is speaking contrary to that is the enemy's voice. Anytime you cling on what the enemy is telling you, anytime you're giving in to fear, you're basically letting the voice of the devil win. So you have the power, because the Bible has reminded us also that he's given us the power to even stample on snakes, on the serpents. And serpents here are any voices that are speaking contrary to what God is saying upon your life, contrary to what God has sent you out to do, contrary to the purposes of the Lord upon your life. Any voice that is speaking against it, that is the voice of the enemy. And now that you know that you have the power to stample on it, peradventure you are in that space, why don't you go ahead and stample on it with so much confidence that he who called you is good enough, and he is faithful enough, and he will show you the end. He will lead you to the end. He will make sure that you've reached to the end where he wants you to go. So this morning, as you go about your day, ponder on that. Ponder on the glory of God, and ponder on the talk. Who's sending you? Who's using you? So, who's allowing the meditation of your mind? Who's in your mind at the moment? So, remind yourself, read your Bible, praise God, sing, worship him, and in doing that, you're basically telling God, come and take charge. Come and, I want to be a vessel. I want to be ready to be used like for you. We are told the story of the potter with the pots. As he makes it, there's a song that says, unifinyange, unifanye jinsi upendavyo. So this morning, I am inviting you. I'm also reminding myself, God, come and use me for your glory. Come and use my tongue for your glory. Come and use the meditations of my heart for your own glory. You see, God is such an awesome God that, and also we are often told that he is a jealous God, that he can't share his glory with anyone. Praise, yes, but glory, no. He can go ahead and you will be praised, but he cannot in any way share his glory with anyone. So once you're doing things for the glory of God, then you're doing things for his purposes. This morning, this beautiful morning, go out there and remind yourself to let God use you, to let God be your guide, your shield, your everything. Are we together? I'm blessed of the Lord. I'm favored of the Lord. Those are the words that I'm praying that you'll remind yourself even on this beautiful morning. I'm praying above all that you shall walk in his strength, in his confidence, that I, the Lord, who called me personally for whatever he's called me for, he's faithful enough to see it to the end. He's faithful enough that even in my weakness, he's going to make me stronger. He's going to show me, he's going to lead me, such that as I speak what the Lord desires of me. As I walk as God has desired of me. As I think as God has desired of me. It's easier said than done, yes. Because again, we will never want you to feel as if we are living in different spaces. But if you allow God, that has been my stand all along. If you allow God, then he's going to do exceedingly, abundantly, beyond what you can think or even imagine. And what you can think or even imagine simply means even concerning your life, your tongue, your walks, your talks, every single thing. So you think wide and think all the things that you can allow God to be in charge of. Let him be the center stage. As we said yesterday, let him be the center stage. Let him take lead. Know that without him, we are nothing. I hope it has been a blessed one. I hope it has helped you even into provoking the thought of who is using me. Ask yourself today as you go through, before you even utter words, ask yourself, who is using me at this particular moment? Who's using me? Because I don't want to be used by any other person apart from God. Because in this world where everybody can access you, let God be the first person that has you. Let him not be a second thought, a third thought, or an afterthought. Let him be the first one, because the internet is there. It can use you. The people around you are there. They can use you. Your peers, whoever is around you, especially those that are about to complete their Form 4s, please let God be the one that is using you. The class 8s that are done with their papers, ask God to use you. Because when he uses you, his glory gets to go back to him. I thank you for being my viewers this morning and for listening. And we're going to take a short commercial break. And once we are back, we are going to dive into the inspiration video. See you after this.
Welcome to Annie Planet, where the wonders of the animal kingdom come to life. Join us on a thrilling adventure as we explore the untamed beauty of nature and witness the extraordinary lives of creatures big and small. From the mighty jungles to the vast oceans, Annie Planet takes you on a journey beyond imagination. Get ready to embark on a wild ride filled with captivating stories, stunning visuals, and fascinating facts about our planet's incredible inhabitants. Annie Planet, where every creature has a tale. Don't miss out on the adventure. Every Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. only on Truth TV. We may be knocked down, but we are never knocked out. J.B. Phillips. Sometimes in life there are catastrophes that overwhelm us. Hard Pressed But Not Crushed by Reverend Elijah Mwangi is a book that will encourage you not to break under the weight and pressures of this world. To get this book, contact 0722-487-121 at 500 Kenyan shillings. That is 0722-487-121 at 500 Kenyan shillings. Literacy is a bridge from misery to hope. God bless you.
Truth TV, empowering you.
Very much welcome. I hope that you've taken your notepads. I hope you've taken your pencils, because the video that we're about to watch is gonna pond on you so much and enlighten you. See you after this.
You really want me on the team. What's your approach to recruitment?
You want first place, come play with me. You want second place, go somewhere else. Like I would watch Magic play. I'd watch Michael play. And I would see them do these unbelievable things, and I'd say, you know, can I get to that level? I don't know, but let's find out.
That's why he's the best player in the game.
Everything was done to try to learn how to become a better basketball player. Everything. And so when you have that point of view, then literally the world becomes your library to help you to become better at your craft.
So because you know what you want, the world's giving you exactly the information you need to become better at it.
Because you know what you're looking for.
So many guys tell stories about your work ethic.
Yeah.
What was really your work ethic like, and for how long did you stay disciplined?
Well, I mean, every day. I mean, since 20 years. I mean, it was an everyday process and trying to figure out strengths and weaknesses. For example, jumping ability. Now, my vertical was a 40, it wasn't a 46 or a 45. My hands are big, but they're not massive. right? So you got to figure out ways to strengthen them so your hands are strong enough to be able to palm a ball and do the things that you need to do. Quickness, I was quick, but not insanely quick. I was fast, but not ridiculously fast, right? So I had to rely on skill a lot more. I had to rely on angles a lot more. I had to study the game a lot more. And but I enjoyed it though. So like from the time I can remember when I started watching the game, I studied the game and it just never changed. It's a good separation for me, you know, emotionally, to be able to put myself in a place where at practice or when I'm training or during games, I switch my mind to something else. I switch my mode into something else, right? For me, it's the equivalent of Maximus Decimus Meridius in Gladiator picking up the dirt, smelling the dirt. It's go time, right? So that was my mental switch. It was like an actor getting ready for a film. You got to put yourself in that cage. When you're in that cage, you are that character. And then when you leave there, it's something completely different. But when I'm in that cage, bro, don't touch me, don't talk to me. Just leave me alone.
How did you get mentally and emotionally so strong where it doesn't bother you?
Well, you know, you got to look at the reality of the situation. You know, like for me, it's not, you know, you kind of got to get over yourself. Like, it's not about you, man. Like, okay, you feel embarrassed. You're not that important. Like, get over yourself.
That's where you go.
Get over yourself, right? Like you're worried about how people may perceive you and like you're walking around and it's embarrassing because you shot 5 air balls. Get over yourself, right? And then after that, it's okay, well, why did those air balls happen? Got it. High school, year before, we played 35 games, max, right? Week in between, spaced out, plenty of time to rest. In the NBA, it's back to back to back to back to back to back to back. I didn't have the legs. So you look at the shot, every shot was online, but every shot was short, right? I gotta get stronger. I gotta train differently. The weight training program that I'm doing, I gotta tailor it for an 82-game season so that when the playoffs come around, my legs are stronger and that ball gets there. So I look at it with rationale and say, okay, well, the reason why I shot air balls is because my legs aren't there. I go, well, next year they'll be there. That was it.
Done. Were there some names that you looked at and says, these 3 guys are as crazy as I am?
At the time, I deal with what I've referred to as Goat Mountain. I went to Goat Mountain and I talked to Magic, Michael, Bird, Hakeem Olajuwon, Jerry West, Oscar Robinson, Bill Russell. You know, so I would talk to them. What did you do? What were your experiences? Michael in particular, he's become my big brother. He's been my big brother since I first came in the league. And what was that process like? So I went to them and started understanding the ins and outs of the game and, you know, how they approach things and their level of detail and obsessiveness, and that's what I did. The players that had that passion but weren't willing to commit their entire lives to doing that, right? It's a choice, right? You have other things, you have family, you have all these other things that you have to do. The game can't really be your #1 priority. And so I was just looking at that like, man, this is gonna be fun.
If I'm buddies with you from high school, if I'm a cousin of yours, what happened to our relationship? How did that gravitate when you went into the league and you're determined to become the greatest, or you're determined to become one of the greatest? What happens to our relationship?
Well, it suffers.
It does suffer.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you understood that. You were okay with that.
Well, yeah. And the people that love you, like friends and family, like they know that about you.
Got it.
So they let you be you. And when you reconvene, you know, you pick back up where you left off. But make no mistake about it, everything in between is lost, right? So those long-term relationships, the commitment of time of, taking vacation. Like I see a lot of players take vacations with other players that are close friends. And they'll just take vacations just to take vacations, or just hang out just to hang out. Like I never did that.
Why not though? Why didn't you do that?
Well, because when I retire, I didn't want to have to say, I wish I would have done more. I don't want that. You know, I don't want that. You got a lot of people paying their hard-earned money to come watch you perform. Perform. It's your job to be in shape. It's your job to be strong enough to perform at that level every single night. And as a competitor, I'm not ducking shit. Like, it's not, oh my God, my back hurts, I'm sore, we got to play Vince Carter and Toronto Raptors tonight. We actually had this happen. We had a game against Toronto in 2000, and Vince was tearing the league up. My back was jacked. But like the perception of that, like what? Kobe's missing the game against Toronto and Vince Carter because my back was really spasming. But people will be like, what? Oh, he's ducking Vince. Excuse me? No, I don't think so. So I would be in the layup line like, okay, there's a lot of days where you can rest and recover. Today ain't one of them. Your back can bother you any other day. That shit ain't bothering me today. He gonna have to see me today. Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
If you're looking at a big investments you got to make, what is the decision-making process there? Do you call? Is there first you do your own research? You take this much time. You call an advisor. Is there a system you follow?
It's pretty simple for me. It's do you understand the business? Is it a business that you can help in some form or fashion? What are the barriers of entry to that business? And then the entrepreneurs themselves, the company itself, right? Do they have a culture that you believe is sustainable? Are these leaders people that you believe in? Are they people that are obsessives? And in turn, have they created a culture of obsessiveness? So I tend to look at those 4 factors, and that's it.
That's big right there, by the way. I don't know if you guys caught that right there. That's pretty massive right there. Same determination. What's your current work schedule look like today?
It's different because I personally am not writing every word of the novels. I am not animating the films. What I have to do now is make sure that the people that we bring in, these obsessives that we bring in, are challenging themselves to do the best job that they think they can do. That's what I'm there for, is for them to constantly look in the mirror and self-assess and challenge themselves. If we have a project and you're saying, okay, I can do that, that's not the project we want. The projects that say, I don't know if I can animate that. I don't know how to write that story. I don't know how to do that. Those are the things we want, because through that curiosity, you'll reach a level that you didn't think was possible. And so running the studio, that's what I'm doing.
You're playing against the Golden State Warriors. Score is 107-109. You guys are close to getting into the playoffs. You know exactly what happens in the game. You go up, you're about to take your shot, and then all of a sudden, boom, Achilles happens, right? He went and hit the free throws, and then you walked off the stage.
Yeah.
And you got the surgery done.
When I went in the trainer's room, my kids are in there, and they're looking at you and stuff, and I'm looking at them, and I'm like, it's all right, Dad's gonna be all right.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be fine. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. As a parent, you gotta set the example. You gotta set the example. This is another obstacle. This obstacle cannot define me. It's not gonna cripple me. It's not gonna be responsible for me stepping away for the game that I love. I'm gonna step away on my own terms. And that's when the decision was made that, you know what, I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
You're a freaking beast, bro.
Hey.
Back. I hope the inspiration video has been amazing. One thing that I've caught out of that is that, are you worried about what people are gonna say with the mistakes that you have done? No, get out of that. Get out of that and understand the mistake that you've made. And in understanding the mistake you've made, that's where your strength lies on. See you after this.
Truth TV, empowering you.
We may be knocked down, but we are never knocked out. J.B. Phillips. Sometimes in life there are catastrophes that overwhelm us. Hard Pressed but Not Crushed by Reverend Elijah Mwangi is a book that will encourage you not to break under the weight and pressures of this world. To get this book, contact 0722 487 121 at 500 Kenyan shillings. That is 0722 487 121 at 500 Kenyan shillings. Literacy is a bridge from misery to hope. God bless you. Salvation is the most valuable gift given to us by God, and we ought to commit to growing in God's Word. Understanding Salvation by Reverend Elijah Mwangi is a resourceful book that will equip and establish your growth in salvation. This book is written to assist you in your journey with Christ, and through Scripture, gain the assurance of your salvation and grow deeper into a relationship with God. To get this book, contact 0722 487 121 at 300 shillings. That is 0722 487 121 at 300 Kenyan shillings. Equip and establish your growth in salvation.
Truth TV, empowering you.
Welcome to Annie Planet, where the wonders of the animal kingdom come to life. Join us on a thrilling adventure as we explore the untamed beauty of nature and witness the extraordinary lives of creatures big and small. From the mighty jungles to the vast oceans, Annie Planet takes you on a journey beyond imagination. Get ready to embark on a wild ride filled with captivating stories, stunning visuals, and fascinating facts about our planet's incredible inhabitants. Annie Planet, where every creature has a tale. Don't miss out on the adventure. Every Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. only on Truth TV. We may be knocked down, but we are never knocked out. J.B. Phillips. Sometimes in life there are catastrophes that overwhelm us. Hard Pressed but Not Crushed by Reverend Elijah Mwangi is a book that will encourage you not to break under the weight and pressures of this world. To get this book, contact 0722 487 121 at 500 Kenyan shillings. That is 0722 487 121 at 500 Kenyan shillings. Literacy is a bridge from misery to hope. God bless you.
Truth TV, empowering you.
very much welcome. Now, have you ever thought why you act the way you do? Have you ever thought how the whole system in your body is in relation to the way you act, the way you talk, the way you mingle about with people? Have you ever thought of it? Some of you will call yourself extroverts. Some of you will call yourself introverts. Some of you will go ahead and call yourself ambiverts. I know by now you can, by word of mouth, even when your eyes are closed, meditate on it and say, I am an extrovert because I do 1, 2, 3. I am an introvert because X, Y, Z is done, and I am an ambivert because 1, 2, 3, 4 is the way I do. But today, let's dive on the personalities. And our guest speaker today is such an amazing lady. I've sat on her laps and I've listened and I've been given wisdom. I've actually siphoned the wisdom. I hope too you will have it. Delphine, how are you?
I'm blessed, I'm fine.
How are you blessing this day?
I am good. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you.
Good to see you. You're looking good.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank God.
You're looking amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome so much.
Thank you.
And today we're talking about the personality.
Sure.
Please take us through. What is personality?
Wow, that's a very deep question. Personality. So it involves this person, how this person is wired, how this person works. So it's all about a person.
Okay.
Sometimes when I talk about personality, I think about a phone.
Okay. Okay.
Anytime we buy a phone, there are those features that the phone comes with. There are those apps that are put in the phone. So I compare personality to those apps that are inside the. There are those you download, but there are those which for the phone to operate, it has to be there.
Yeah.
So there are things that sometimes we can do little or nothing about it, but I always say, as we'll come to learn at the end of it, sometimes the personality, you can do something about it.
Okay.
Because for every personality type, there is a disadvantage and an advantage of being wired the way you are wired.
Okay.
So we say there is nature and there is nurture. So if naturally your personality says behave like X, then the nature inside you might not necessarily be the right one because of how you are wired.
Okay.
So there is a power you're given by God to change something. To adjust something, so that at the end of the day, the personality fits you, makes you have a fear of God, makes you live with people. So it's a wide topic and it's a deep topic. It's about the person.
Okay.
Yes.
So in this personality,
yes,
I like that you've said it is a person and then the lity. So there are the temperaments
yes.
that now you've said
Yes.
will either be natural or nurtured. So take us to then the temperaments that we do have, or rather the ones that are coming natural,
Yes.
so that we can nurture them.
Good. So this is a wide school of thought, but for today, I want us to major on the 4 major types. Okay. So I'm going to do the 4 that affects us mostly, and put a rider there and say 1 is major.
Okay.
Then you can have 2 that are. There are 4. We're going to go through the 4. So 2 are a bit major in you. So you tick as we go along. You tick, you find yourself, oh, that one I do.
You find where you fall into.
Yes. Then the third one might be a shade of this or that. Okay, so there is 1 major that you can tick and say, that is me. Then there is a second part that you can say, I have traits of the second one. So we're going to do the 1, the choleric.
The choleric.
Okay.
So then, who are the cholerics?
Cholerics. When you think about a person called a choleric, think of work. These are worker bees. These are go-getters. So a choleric is a person who we call him leader-like. Because every time he appears in a space, He takes charge.
He takes charge.
He takes charge.
His aura
Yes.
speaks on, I am the lead.
Yes.
So I'll take the lead.
Yes.
Nice
Even
one.
he doesn't like to see disorganization. So you'll be in a place and in a space and he's like, why are we standing here? Inside him, he's wired that way. He doesn't know why people are wasting time. So he's a timekeeper.
Nice.
He's a bulldozer in a way because he wants his way.
It is his way or
the
his,
highway.
Or the highway.
Yes, he will not even ask for introductions sometimes. Why are we all here? We have come for X.
Then X is what is supposed to be
what
done.
do we need? The line. Who is opening this door? So a choleric wants things to move. We are on it. It's 8:30. Who is supposed to open? So that is a choleric.
Okay.
A choleric is a go-getter. A choleric, sometimes, if not taken care of, can be a bully because
if it is his way or the highway.
Yes.
I'm feeling mbona unanikanyanga.
I hear you, Janet. So a choleric is a person who is a leader.
Yeah.
And mostly they come very strong as managers, CEOs, the heads. They're the heads of departments.
Okay.
Yes, because they want to see order and they're happy when order is followed.
So we have the choleric.
Yes, yes.
And you've said we have 4. So the second one?
Yes. Before we go to the second one, let me delve into this side of the choleric.
Okay.
So the choleric, because he's bossy in a way, he's low on empathy.
Oh.
Hana ma feelings. Choleric hana ma feelings.
Yeah, I catch feelings. And I catch flights.
Yeah, don't
Awesome.
So the choleric, when do utabaki na emotions?
When utabaki na heartaches.
I'll tell you nani anakuwaga victim wa choleric. Yeah, because now that he is a go-getter and he wants these things done, he will not give you time to worry yourself.
To absorb,
Pana.
to self-pity. So this particular person also does not self-pity himself.
No, they don't. They don't. They will push themselves to the limit until a choleric can have a headache, but he doesn't want to go down.
No.
I'm not going down.
No.
I have a deadline to meet. So you tell them, call the boss and say, you're not coming. No,
that's not a choleric.
That language a choleric does not understand.
He doesn't know defeat.
Pana.
Kwani yeye na Yesu wako same WhatsApp.
You can say that. Yeah, so that one will come along with the second person I want to talk about.
Okay.
Because the choleric, being bossy, we've said he can be a bully also.
Yeah.
Because now he will step on everybody on his way up.
As long as ako pale yeye to
Did we achieve?
give me your head, I need to step on it.
True.
Oh my God.
And don't give me excuses, don't give me reasons. He's
need
zero on other things. You came late at my house girl. What? Hey, you knew the house girl was leaving. you would have done something. Take your baby somewhere or something. Cholerics can mess a certain personality that you're going to talk about. Yes. So
Okay,
that is a choleric
I'm
for you.
tending to feel, now I'm thinking, where does this Wairimu person can see to? Because where akikutana na cholerics ataisha.
That is true. Also, the choleric argues a lot to defend his space. So you will go tete-a-tete. You will be like, so I came late. So what were you doing? He doesn't go down. And he will end up being the winner. And he will put you down.
It is his way or the highway anyway.
Yes. So for those who don't know how to argue in the next personality, they're going to have it rough in the hands of the choleric.
Okay. Now, because of time,
yes,
I would really love to go deeper on the choleric, but
yes,
I really want us to also note the other 4.
Thank you.
So, the second one?
The second one is the melancholic. Now, this is the person who has it rough when it comes to the choleric. Okay. Because a melancholic is a very orderly person.
Yes.
A melancholic is very wired in a way that anything that is not part of my order is out of order. For example, I sent you to the shopping to do shopping, and I've given you A, B, C, D.
The list.
Yes. Then I remember that I have not told you about Z, and I call you, and I'm Mel. So if I'm melancholic, and you did not put it in the list, it will take long for the melancholic to put you in the Z.
So basically what you're saying is,
yes,
a melancholic
yes,
doesn't have the you know, when you're walking in the streets and then I come to your neighborhood
yes,
and call you, oh, I was in your neighborhood,
yes,
how about I have a talk with you? Melancholic cannot be switched.
It's very hard.
Can be switched,
yes,
but you will be,
there is order. Will you be in the neighborhood for long? Can I finish X, Y? Then
I can accommodate you.
Yeah, so they are very orderly. The problem with them, they keep records, or the good thing with them.
Work on a files.
They work on a files. They're the secretaries.
Kwa hivyo ukitaka nini anakutolea tu ma files.
2012.
At
you
this
were
particular time.
Here. Yes. So that's a melancholic.
So does that say that most women also fall to the melancholic?
That is very interesting because most of them. And funny enough, they fall in love with the choleric because they want to be pushed in a way. But when you get them out, now they get very defensive.
Okay.
They're very defensive.
Okay.
In the medical field, they say this type of personality are prone to depression.
Of course, because they need things in order.
Yes.
They are also not as hyped.
Yes.
I will say.
Remember, they keep the record.
And then they keep the record. So their brains are also having too much baggage.
Yes, they are very thoughtful.
Okay.
They are very thoughtful. They will think, why did you say what you said? Remember, the choleric say that.
So basically, they are overthinkers.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
So male akikutana na choleric. Finish.
It's good. It can work if the male, as I said before, if the male can get himself or herself out of that, because now taking things very heavily. Remember, now she has a package, or he has a package of events that happened. Didn't get over it. Didn't talk about it. Taking time to process. These are the people who can write you a letter, 3 full scraps, or a message detailing what you did, where you were standing, where you were going, and how you said it. So the choleric will wonder, you're still there. I thought we moved on. So in a way, melancholics need to adjust something so that they fit in this world, because they are prone to ulcers. They are prone to depression, high blood pressure, because every time they take everything that is told in the world with a pinch of salt. They put it to
personalize
heart. They personalize it. Thank you.
Haweki vitu kwa lungs.
Hapana.
Breathe out, wana breathe, inatoka.
No.
Wanasindilia kwa roho.
Hao ni wa hearts. Cholerics are lungs. Yeah.
Cholerics no kuweka kwa lungs. Breathe out inatoka.
You're still there.
So we have the choleric.
Yes.
We have the melancholic.
Yes.
Now we have, you've said therefore, so there are 2 to go.
Now we have the phlegmatics. Phlegmatics.
I really would love to hear about the phleg.
Phlegs are easy. Phlegs are easy. You say there is school fees to be paid. Phleg will be like, okay. Okay. I heard you the first time. Then you come back and repeat, ulisikia school fees inalipwa.
Anashanga nini uko na pressure?
What?
I love it.
Why are we hurrying up? Like munakimbia wapi?
Oh my God.
Yeah, the ones who will say, meeting imeanza. Wakianza uniite.
Oh.
Yeah, those ones, they are the flags. They are easy. They are peacemakers. They don't want to stir any waters. I know. Why are you fighting? Why are you shouting? Hakukuwa na ubaya.
Must you really shout?
Yes. And in parenting, we say they're the permissive parents.
Yeah.
Yes. So
because they're letting anything go.
The child
and
will come and
slide.
say, you know, leo teacher alisema nini? Nasema ni sawa tu, nitakuja mkutano. Yeah, so there is nothing that alarms them. Yes, so hiyo male ameshika. Anataka kujua huyu mwalimu alisema nini na kwa nini alisema hivyo. Mulikuwa break, lakini flag. Those are details.
Yeah.
They also love to laugh.
Flag love,
yes,
love
they love comedy.
Okay.
They are the people who will pay for shows. just to go and laugh. Life
have a
is
good laugh.
easy. Life is easy. As in, you run. Me, I'm okay.
Actually, he's taking the verse that says, those who run.
Those are the flags. They are also stubborn.
Yeah, I feel they will be stubborn.
They are also stubborn. Why?
Actually, very stubborn.
Yeah, because you're making them do something that
their spirit doesn't really
Yes.
call for it. So is it that their spirit? I'm tempted to think. Is it that their spirit is so? But anyway, we started by saying
Yes.
they are wired like
Yes,
this.
it
It's
is
not
a
like
wire.
they've taught themselves to be like this.
True.
Okay.
Yeah, so they are easy. They like taking life very slow. Sometimes you get annoyed if a choleric finds a phlegmatic.
I will get annoyed personally.
So a choleric would go on them and step on them.
And I think I'm
seriously.
already telling who I am because I know personally I'll get itched.
Yes.
Like, are we really for real? Are we doing this? Are
That
we
is-
doing this? Are we relaxing at this particular moment?
True. Then that makes them not goal oriented.
Okay.
So choleric set the goals because for them anything goes.
Oh my.
So they don't have deadlines. They're not keen on those things. This assignment is supposed to. They're the ones who do the assignment when pressure is unavoidable. Now
they work well under pressure.
Yes, they do. They do because now ameona mko serious. Haya,
Kwani
serious.
mlikuwa mkwe serious?
I'm doing jokes.
Kwani ujui jokes?
Ujui jokes. Yeah, those ones, they're the flags. Yeah, yeah. So they tend to annoy in a way. Yeah, because there is no way you will give them work. Remember, the male writes everything
Down. And ticks the box. These need to be done by 9.
This one does not have a box.
So basically, is it a circle? Anything goes.
Yes. Zile za tunaenda sijui wapi. You see the way you were saying ati call. Niko tu hapa. Wacha hata nivae slippers nakuja. Just to be where people are, where you take responsibility. So who's buying you? He might not contribute. But he is there. He's just around Niko area vile mnafanya. So you ask for suggestion and sema vile tu mtasema. Whatever you say, I am in it.
That's right. I'm not judging.
Yes.
I'm not judging. I'm here not judging. I'm learning today.
Yeah. So they annoy the cholerics.
Yeah.
So much. The melancholic might not understand them. Zile zaniaje una order. As in hukupanga. They're the people you wait for them. The bus is leaving at 9. Niko tu hapa. Niko hapa tu kwa kona. And melancholics and cholerics are wandering.
They're just there breathing fire and brimstone. Like,
True.
for Peter's sake, what are you doing?
Because if you were leaving at 9, the melancholic woke up at 7 because of order. Niliamka, nikakunywa chai, nikapika, nikafanya nini. They can tell you what they have been doing, and now I showed up. But the flag, ndio nimeamka, ngoja kidogo tu nakuja, I am coming. Believe me, I'll show up.
I'll show up.
I'll show up.
I don't know my viewers if you're relating to any of this, because personally I can see marriage, my friends, in all the 3 that we've mentioned.
Yes.
Now that we've mentioned the flag, the cholerics, the melancholic,
Yes.
the 4th one.
Now this is the most interesting character I like to talk about. The sanguine. The life of the party. The sanguine does, you see the phlegmatic, the way he's laid back. Now the sanguine, you are in the neighborhood. Sai. Nakam.
Nitumie pin.
Drop it.
So if I'll be there.
They were washing utensils. That's the end of
Can't
that
wait.
story. Well, we will be with you. Yeah, so they thrive in what is moving. They're also very bubbly. When they're not there, you want to call them.
Because they are the life of the party.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yes, they are. In a way, they're not disciplined because they want to. The show belongs to them now. When they show up, they show all eyes.
No, I'm
on.
tempted to think.
Yes.
Does this person ever get a chance to be himself or herself?
Yes and no. Mostly sanguines escape life so much. They don't like the serious part of life.
Okay.
So they live in that bubble.
They are jokers.
They live in that bubble. Life is never that serious.
So yena flag kidogo.
Yes.
They are looking like brother and sister.
Yes. Now the difference is that the flag is laid back. The sanguine will fit with the choleric because now they're go-getting, but now the sanguine is thriving on what the choleric is doing.
The sanguine ananyoshilia.
Sasa zile boss amesema. He might not be doing the work, but boss amesema.
So nyifanyeni.
Wase psych. Wase psych. Hii kazi ni kidogo.
Ni team leader,
Yes,
team cheer.
They like cheering. They're sunshine themselves.
Oh.
In a way, now when it comes to the other side, they don't save. The choleric is saving a lot of money, investing. So if these two meet, either the male meets the sanguine or the choleric meets the sanguine, the only thing they will collide upon is investment.
Okay.
The sanguine will buy 10 pairs of shoes and still meet another one.
And want.
It is the one that is going. Yes. Sufurias za chama, sanguine has many sufurias. And even once.
Sio ni investment.
Yake sasa inakuwa ya excitement. She might not need the sufurias, but because watu wa chama walikuwa wananunua,
hata akaingia ndani.
Awacha nikope, it's okay. Anieke tu hapo ndani. So sanguine is triggered by what people are doing. She wants to make people happy. And she can say anything. A sanguine is out there and hit you. And the melancholic will go to ICU in the heart.
Hey, Mel has a problem.
Yes. Males need God. I always say if there are people who take the word seriously, are
the males.
Yes.
Yeah.
They make good preachers. They make good...
Even good evangelists.
Yes,
they seem to take a lot into heart even to minister the word of God.
True. Yes. The flags mostly will question a lot. Will question, mnachukuliaga hii kitu serious? But it's
never that serious.
It's never that serious.
Then sana anauliza present worship itaanza sangapi.
Now that is what the sanguine loves. Hii ati to praise festival.
Kwanza praise express. Yendi yako hapo with the dancing shoes.
Now if you ask them if there was church, sanguine will say leo tulikuwa church.
Leo tulikuwa. Hizo siku zingine. Hizo siku zingine nilienda church.
Yeah, I thank God. So sanguines are very interesting. They're very bright.
But one thing I can note from all is the fact that all these people are good.
They are.
In our society.
They are.
It is good to have them.
They are.
Because I can imagine life with only the cholerics.
It will be crazy.
It will be worse than I ever have.
Now, what I said, if you can remember, Janet, what I said when I started, when you get, because a couple, you cannot decide where you fall in love.
Yeah,
where the heart goes.
The heart wants what it wants.
It wants, yeah. So the combination of one combination to the other, just learn your spouse.
But can you imagine getting married to a choleric and you're a choleric?
Yes.
Your kids.
Yes.
Let's even not go there.
I hear you.
Let's not go
and
there.
Especially firstborns, when you're married to another firstborn and all of you are cholerics. So it's like a military camp.
It is a military camp. It is not like... It is a military camp.
It is a military camp.
It is a military camp. So your kids...
Eyes right. Mommy has said tunaenda hivi. And you ask them, kwa nini mnaenda? We just know we are going. Going is the important.
Mommy said...
Cha muhimu ni kuenda.
Cha muhimu ni ukue hapo. Ukiendwa. Because remember, they can come out as bossy also. So I think the grace of the Lord needs to be very paramount here.
That is
because it is easy to break a child with this kind of personality.
Yes, it is. And if this guy has a car, assuming the lady or the choleric is driving, the melancholic will seldom enter that car. Because alishaachwa. 8:30 is 31. PP, one honey, and you're left. The choleric has gone because it is my time.
I wish we can have the whole day to speak about the personalities,
I hear
because
you.
I know there's
Yes.
also the deeper part whereby we now dive into my stronghold is maybe a son, a male,
Yes.
or a phleg, or,
Yes.
or a choleric.
Yes.
But I also know that I can find myself, if I am a sanguine,
Yes.
I can find myself having also many characters of phlegmatic,
True.
many characters of male, many characters of the other person. But because of time again,
is
because
well.
of time,
It
because
is
of
well.
time. But
It
I
is
hope
well.
you've been blessed. I hope you've learned something.
Yes.
I hope you can find yourself in that cocoon, because again, it is in finding and being truthful to yourself that you can go ahead and even learn, why does this person act the way they do? Until next time, I have been your host, Wairimu Gashoya. See you.
Thank you.
Truth TV, empowering you.